With the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the National Junkanoo Carnival Commission stepping up its promotion of the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival that is slated to kick off on Grand Bahama next weekend on Tino Beach. Members of the commission believe this cultural event could become a big marketing tool for the country for years to come. Yesterday, consultant with the Grand Bahama Cultural Carnival Committee, Ginger Moxie, made a stop at the Freeport Rotary Club to bring the business community up to date on the upcoming festival. Italia Hall was there.
Consultant with Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival, Ginger Moxie, telling Rotarians that Junkanoo Carnival was created to market Junkanoo and Bahamian arts and culture to the world. She says this mega event will rebrand the country as a viable entertainment and cultural destination.
I believe that the concept of Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival is good for our people, good for our island, and good for our country. The reality is our people are benefiting from Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. It is impacting our local economy.
Moxie says the whole experience has already provided many job opportunities for Bahamians.
But my greatest moments during this entire experience is the fact that I can walk into the production room and see so many formerly unemployed Junkanooers who are now earning a living through the production of costumes for Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. This, for me, is what it's all about. Creating a sustainable industry for our island and our country.
Minister for Grand Bahama Michael Darville also giving Rotarians an update on plans for the two-day Junkanoo Carnival. He says this event will create the critical mass needed for tourism in Grand Bahama.
We will have a full house on Grand Bahama, and for us that is economic impact for our island, and it affects all of the local restaurants, transportation, our hotel employees, and the list goes on and on. So the trickle-down effect is really what we're trying to accomplish, and the economic impact studies have clearly indicated that we anticipate for this first event an economic impact of 3 to 1.
The meeting concluded with one of the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival semi-finalists, Georgina Ward, performing. Italia Hall, 7S Network News.
Everything we need, Bahamas Carnival.
Well, the Grand Bahama Health Service is boasting of a great level of efficiency as it relates to its pharmacy operation. Health officials know that this is symbolic of the improved quality of care provided to its clients on Grand Bahama. Megan Shepard reports.
Hospital Administrator Sharon Williams sharing the latest improvement at the Ram Memorial Hospital, an almost empty pharmacy waiting room. This is all thanks to plans put in place to decrease the wait time and the offering of a drop-off and pickup service. Williams says the public has been asking for more convenient services and the Public Hospitals Authority continues to deliver.
There were instances years ago where clients would get their prescriptions, and because of the limitations in the service, were unable to get medication in a timely manner, either because of the long wait, short staff, lack of services in other area that's closer to their homes. The Grand Bahama Health Services have done all that we possibly can in a short time to improve and extend services throughout our community.
Deputy Chief Pharmacist Leonard Stirrup says while the pharmacy caters to both inpatient and outpatient clients, they are still seeing significant time improvements. He says at one time, the pharmacy at the Ram Memorial Hospital was the only public health pharmacy on the island, but thanks to pharmacies now in 8 Mile Rock Clinic and the Paris Plaza Clinic, patients have more options.
Also, we have extended the hours of pharmacy, whereas before we were just open from 9 to 5. We have extended it so those patients, especially the government workers who were trying to get here for 9 and had to come back for 5, so now they can drop off their prescriptions between 8 o'clock and 9, and then they could come back during the day at some point in time.
Stirrup says these results can be attributed to a combination of efficiency and convenience. While wait time is shorter, he assures the public that quality is not being sacrificed.
The problem is that when you don't see people, you think that there's no work. But what happens is when people drop off their prescriptions, those prescriptions have to go through the processing period, and that is what keeps the machine going. So when they come back, they don't have to wait an hour before they can get their medications. We get it. It's filled. It's alphabeticalized so that it's easy to locate. But we also have the convenience of those patients who are here and who does not want to come back. They just come in, pick a number, and they flow right through the system, and they're in and out.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a Grand Bahama resident is taking issue with the Grand Bahama Memorial Park. He contends that its current situation is disturbing. Here's the story. Sterling Ferguson says he watched his mother die back in October 2014. He says the pain of losing his mother continues to plague him. He regularly visits the Grand Bahama Memorial Park, but what he discovered recently, he says, is just unacceptable.
Grave markers were scattered to and fro, and there was heavy-duty equipment out there working, a bark or a dump truck, and a small, what you would call, I think it was a bobcat, okay? They were digging and just doing works, but it appears to me as if they're disturbing the graves in order to get their work done that they came to do.
Ferguson says the grave markers for many persons who died particularly late last year are no longer on the graves, but instead placed on a pile. He says this could mean that family members coming to pay their respects for their loved ones may not be able to identify their graves.
That's a great challenge, you understand? Because the grave marker is there to identify where that loved one is located. And if it is not there, and if your memory is not photogenic, you just would lose where your loved one is laying, okay? And why? Why should these grave markers just be scattered all around as if no one cares? That shouldn't be.
He's making this appeal to residents whose loved ones' markers may have been uprooted by the ongoing construction at the Grand Bahama Memorial Park.
You need to check on their graves, make sure it's in order. Other than that, the loved one could be lost. If there's not marker there, it will be lost.
And here's what he has to say to the operators of the Grand Bahama Memorial Park.
We've got to do better. We've got to do better. You've got to pull your workers to the side and say, hey, it needs to be done this way, it needs to be done that way. Okay? God is the God of law and order. So in everything we do, especially with the dead, though they may be dead, okay? They were once our loved. And I still have love for my mother. I will always love my mother. I say to the persons who are in charge, to the relevant authorities that may be, it needs to be done better.
Now, Park Director Randy Lightfoot confirmed that excavation is being carried out at the Memorial Park and that they are putting in burial walls and extending the park. He says the grave markers were removed and placed in safekeeping until the work is complete. These markers, he notes, are just temporary until headstones are put in place. He's hoping that the work is finished by the end of the month. In other news, a leading government agency committed to addressing the plight of residents. In this latest effort, officials are attempting to cater to the whole man while experiencing a time of renewal themselves. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Various social outreach programs, Urban Renewal 2.0 has unified local communities. And now this Friday, it was a time of renewal for urban officials from all of the centers here on Grand Bahama. They came by the busloads to the Urban Renewal Center in Pine Ridge, Freeport. Precious pearls from the east and from the west, all uniting for a time of excitement, competition, and most of all, fun. Deputy Director of Urban Renewal here on Grand Bahama, Michelle Reckley.
I am very pleased today where we are now because, 5 to 6 years ago, this never existed in urban renewal. So regardless of what the naysayers say, and we have to bear in mind that there are some people who live behind gated communities. They will never appreciate this program because this probably means nothing to them. They never live in an urban area, so they don't know what it is. But I can say to you that the Bahamas on the whole appreciate and feels the effect of urban renewal. You can see the difference. You can see lives being changed. You can see youngsters being pulled off of drugs. You can see families coming together, and that is what we are about.
Reckley further emphasized the goal of the overall event.
It's always good when we can get our seniors from behind those four walls of sitting home all day, watching the grandchildren or waiting for someone to come home, and to bring them with us to have a fun-filled day. And as you can see already, they are certainly enjoying this day and having a good time.
Reckley says the event could not have been a success without their social partners like the Defense Force and the police. They were joined by leading seaman Rosito Thomas, along with Woman Police Constable Makona Sims.
It's very important. I work with Urban Renewal through the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Rangers, and we always come together and do small initiatives and help with community building. So it's always good to work along with Urban Renewal and help build a community.
It's very important, very exciting. It's always good to see the young and the old get together as one. Being involved in a community event and stuff like this it's good for the community.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It's called Perfect in Weakness. It is the latest production by Grand Bahamian writer and director Gia Pierre, and it is coming to a stage near you. Kimberly Mullings has this story.
It's funny, it's dramatic, it'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh. You can just expect a good time.
And it's a play for the entire family. In 2006, while in college, Gia Pierre began writing the first scene for Perfect in Weakness, and that was that. She was no longer motivated to write until life changed.
During 2014, I became very ill, very suddenly, failing lungs and going in and out of heart failure. And I was pretty much off and down for 7 months. And after I got back on my feet, I went back to Perfect in Weakness.
At that time, it took Pierre a week and a half to finish writing the entire production, which is so important to her.
It puts me back into a place where I was during those times. Every kind of character, every scene kind of connects me to emotion that I had. The music in the play are songs that actually motivated me during my time of illness, so it just has a special place in my heart.
Pierre adds that the characters are also near and dear to her. In her words, the cast is just awesome.
We have, I think, some of Grand Bahama's finest actors. Patrice Johnson, Brian Roxbury, Tawai Rogers, Will Stubbs, Patrona Russell, Diane Morgan, Ramada Russell, Ontario Richardson. We have just wonderful people involved, and they have truly just embraced me and are exceedingly going beyond the call of duty.
Because Perfect in Weakness is of such human nature, the writer-director says the audience is sure to walk away with so much from the production.
When you come and watch the play, you're going to see yourselves or someone you know on stage. I think it's going to be for the Grand Bahama public what it has been for me. I think it's just an outlet to kind of release some much needed emotions, to kind of therapy in a sense.
The proceeds from this dynamic production are going toward a worthy cause.
You know, when you had 7 months off and you had such a major illness, you find yourself having quite a bit of medical bills. When you read the Bible and what it teaches us, a lot of times they were asked to do things and look what they have, using what they have in their own hands. So I had to go into my own self and use my own talents and abilities and figure out a way to kind of defray some of the costs of medical expenses. The funds raised will assist me in that way, and that's why I'm forever grateful to this cast, this production team, and those sponsors that came on board to assist us.
Tickets for Perfect in Weakness are on sale at the 17 shop downtown. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Kimberly. Well, Perfect in Weakness opens tonight at Le Chateau on the Green. And healthy food and healthy eating are more than just a fad. For some sectors, it is quickly becoming a way of life. Here on Grand Bahama, a local church body is leading the way and is advising residents to embrace the healthy choice. Megan Shepard fills us in.
Health Director at the Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist Church, Leonard Stirrup, encouraging Grand Bahamians to take control and to eat healthy. The church is introducing a vegetarian healthy cooking class. Stirrup says while persons often associate healthy food with being expensive and tasteless, this class will dispel those myths.
One of the reasons we're doing it is that basically everybody's telling you you have to eat better meals, but nobody is really teaching you how to prepare those meals. Secondly, there is a myth that to eat healthy, it's very expensive. And it can get expensive if you want to get the exotic things, but there are enough things that are available locally that we can use to have healthy meals. Not only healthy meals, but they smell good, the presentation looks good, and most of all, they taste good.
Sturp says this class will introduce alternatives to the not-so-healthy choices we often make when it comes to eating. He says it is cost-effective and it includes foods we have easy access to.
Of course, you will be able to prepare these things yourself, okay? Not to take away business from the restaurants, but a lot of people can't afford to eat at restaurants. Most of us are living on some subsistence, and so we want to make sure that they are able to have these meals.
Our news team also got a demonstration of quick and easy meals, including a tofu breakfast scramble. The chef for the day says you should start with healthy olive oil, mushrooms, and a mix of vegetables.
Then we add our tomatoes that's been chopped. And then we add our tofu that you can find. This is firm tofu that you can find in all of the supermarkets. Just mashed it up a little bit and add the chunks into our frying pan, which we will allow to simmer on medium-high.
The introduction classes will be at Jack Hayward High School this Monday and Tuesday.
You can contact Shiloh Church, or you can contact me, 373-7106 in the evening. Okay, I know this is a short notice, it's just the weekend. So in the evenings between 6 and 10, I'll be available to take calls.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The Broadcasting Corporation's 19th annual ZNS Fun Run Walk and Mini Health Clinic now in the history book. This year, the corporation donated the proceeds to the Grand Bahama Home for the Aged and Children's Daycare Center.
The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, ZNS Healthy Lifestyles Fun Run Walk and Mini Health Fair. We would like to present this check to the Grand Bahama Home for the Aged. The proceeds from the Fun Run Walk and the Mini Health Fair.
We thank Mrs. Dawkins and her team for putting on such a wonderful, organized, well-planned, enjoyable, healthy program. And in addition to ZNS keeping the community educated and informed, you find time to do things such as this for such a wonderful occasion. And as we celebrate our 25th anniversary of caring for elderly here in Grand Bahama, we thank the community and we thank ZNS for always sensitizing the community to our plight.
And as always, ZNS was pleased to host the Fun Run Walk and Free Health Clinics during the month of March, and we thank each participant for making it a success. Stay with us, Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.
Everybody, welcome to Sports. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, Sportsline dedicated to former basketball standouts. That's Basil the Kid Sands and Bonnie Sands Basden. Both will lay their mother to rest tomorrow. Our prayers is with you tonight during this very difficult time. Well, 4 athletes in the Pratt Tennis Academy at the Quantum Tennis Courts participated in the RBC FinCo last weekend, and these kids held their own. Meet 6-year-old tennis player Gerald Carroll, a southpaw and a real tough cookie. This is Genesis Missick, another up-and-coming junior tennis player. Genesis played in the RBC FinCo Tennis Tournament at the Gym Tennis Court in New Providence and held her own. She won the girls' 10 and under division and felt pretty good about her performance. Master Gerald Carroll also played the RBC FinCo and won the 8 under division. This kid is short on words, but he's good. And tell me, for you, what was it like playing in a tournament in Nassau?
It was awesome. This is the first time that I played my best in a tournament because in the other tournaments I didn't really have any competition to play, so this was the best tournament that I've played as being in under 10.
Lanisha Gibson played and had 1 or 2 setbacks. She held her own in doubles play and is back to practice.
My first match I didn't play too well, but my second match I played pretty good, but
I could have played better, and I need to improve on my movement, and I just gotta play better when I go to my next tournament.
As for rising star Shatanya Missick, it was a good tournament, and she knows the value now of being focused. She's also back on court and looking forward.
It was pretty good. Singles match is okay. Doubles was better, so got results in each because of my match of play, so it was good.
Oliver Missick traveled with the 4 players from the Pratt Tennis Academy and says that much has to be done with junior tennis.
The problems we got is passing the baton on, like with the other young players. We need more young players, not only from Grand Bahama, but even the Bahamas as a whole. But at this time, I'm particularly concerned with Grand Bahama.
Well, Special Olympics Committee is going to host an annual fun run and walk as this coming Saturday. That is tomorrow, folks. It's going to be a very good event. It's got a 5 p.m. starting time, and it should be a good one. Karen Ferguson Bain says it's a major fundraiser, and all you lazy people need to take part.
Our athletes don't take any vacations, nor do our coaches. Our coaches train with them every Saturday, weather permitting, or unless they have to go to a meet. And this year, we're trying to encourage corporate citizens as well as communities, families with gifted athletes to come out and sign up and definitely give us your support. We're happy that the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Carnival Committee has come on board and proceeds from their April 18th event, which is the Grand Life Olympics, will go towards assisting our athletes.
Well, let me tell you that it's going to be a wonderful event, and Grand Bahama, you're asked to participate as our team is going to be going to the Los Angeles for the Olympic Games. Let me tell you, this is going to be a good one starting tomorrow.
If corporate citizens would like to sign up as a group, that'll be terrific. You can contact Mrs. Loretta Paris and get your applications in. If you want to, you can even give me a call at 439-6128, and we'll be more than happy to get the application over to you. You can sign up until race day. We will still be accepting applicants up to race day, which is April 11th at 3 p.m. until race time. 4:30 will be the absolute last cutoff. But the route we will take will be north from the Grand Bahama Port Authority parking lot, north to the airport roundabout, and then we'll head south to the Rockville Circus, and then we'll finish at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. So it's a short distance, not pretty long and drawn out, but again, the views are spectacular.
Now, the Bahamas Darts Federation holding its Masters tonight. They're at the Taxi Union Hall tonight and tomorrow 11 o'clock. The West End Junior Sailing Regatta and Extravaganza, full day in West End. Let's look at your sports tonight.
Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival on Tilo Beach, April 17th and 18th. All access pass, only $20. Available at Gizmos and Gadgets, Intercity Records, and HVSOS Neighborhood Convenience Store, Pine Island Plaza, 8 Mile Rock.
Relax and enjoy at the Junkanoo Hotel and Marina. Check out their beautifully designed Androgen rooms. Take a dip in their pool while taking in their gorgeous landscape gardens. Ask about their moorings and Sunsail world-class yacht charter service and 80-foot sloop marina. It is second to none. Junkanoo Hotel and Marina, located in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Phone 367-4000.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Okay, so all the flag football teams that have been calling me, I'm not interested in it this year. That's on Sunday, but I'm going to watch. Not interested in playing though.
12 o'clock opening, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
You've been cut.
They're trying to recruit.
You've been cut before you start, but it's going to be a good one. They got lots of girls and men going to be playing. Make sure you guys do check it out.
I'm not interested. Stop calling, guys.
You?
No, I'm not interested.
Boy, wait until they see your feet in tennis shoes. They ain't going to come on there no more.
That's going to do it for us here in the North. You always run out.
Why?
On behalf of our entire ZNS News team.
Get a pedicure for Sunday, I'm Ricardo.
I'm Shashina of the Bahamas tonight.
Lost here on the streets of the capital.